most of our big learning events will be conducted in the second semester. So for our catch-up plan for the second semester, we are, for general administration support services, we are to conduct learning and development trainings and utilization of our conduct of ISO recertification, mid-year performance assessment, year-end performance assessment, and publication of policies issues, procurement of ICT supplies. For the CES eligibility process, we will utilize the remaining balance of 2 million, 2.0 million to conduct 12 assessment center sessions, conduct 2 more quarterly written examination, performance validation of CS candidates and panel interviews, and the conduct of validators orientation and targeted selection interview trainings for our validators and assessors. We will also conduct for the second semester, it's almost done already. We have to conduct 3 batches of 1 Saldiwa and 2 Gabay. These are the courses under our Leadership Management Proficiency Program, Public Leaders Summit, the 3rd and 4th quarter Human Resource Managers Fellowship Meeting, CES Lifelong Learning for Leadership Congress, and CES Executive Wellness Programs. Okay, for the performance and management and external relations, we will be utilizing the remaining budget of 7 million to conduct preparatory activities and screening and evaluation of our Presidential Gawad CES and Leadership Excellence Award, conduct of the CES Congress in November, conduct of our printing and publication of our public managers and other publications of the CES Board. Okay. Our proposed budget for 2026 amounts to 106 million, 6.6 million under the NEP or National Expenditure Program, consisting of 49.5 million for personal services, 0.630 million for capital outlay, and 56.4 million for MOE. This consists of our personal services of 49 million, which is an increase from the previous year's budget by 26%. And then for the MOE, we have 56 million, which is a decrease, reduced by 0.9% from the previous year, and our capital outlay of 0.63 million with an increase of 26%. So our comparative budget, that's the total budget under NEP. Our original proposal was substantially also reduced from the original proposal of 145, which including Tier 1 and Tier 2 proposals. Our NEP was reduced to 102 million. That's a reduction of 42 million or 29% decrease. So we are proposing for the reconsideration of our Tier 2 proposal, which includes additional conduct of CES Leadership Management Proficiency Program. These are programs to accommodate more trainees, CES eligibles who are vying or applying for the CESar rank, and conduct of 6 additional assessment center sessions in order to address the backlog in our AC applicants, the creation of Project Management Monitoring Office for our proposed CESB building project, creation of additional 23 plantilla of the Secretariat, plantilla positions for the CESB Secretariat, and refleeting of our 6 units of motor vehicles, which have already reached their serviceable lifespan, for a total of 34.7 million. Our proposed budget for the eligibility for MOE, the eligibility and rank appointment with amount of 9.6 million will strengthen the merit and fitness in the screening of CES officers in order to infuse the government bureaucracy with well-selected and development-oriented career managers. So, as mentioned, we are, and in 2026, we will continue conducting our quarterly nationwide CES written exam, increasing our assessment center sessions from 24 to 30, and for the candidates who pass the AC will undergo performance validation and then panel interview and conduct of trainings more to train more assessors and validators and panel interview. And also the operating expense for the processing of our rank appointments of our officials. The MOE budget of 7.3 million for our professional and career development. This is our commitment is to raise the level of managerial competence of our CES officials and developing deeper sense of commitment and integrity among CES officials, enhance the overall HRD programs for our CES official. This will include also the conduct of 3, and if our proposed reconsideration will be approved, to conduct 4 Saldiwa and Gabay courses, conduct of executive leadership programs such as the CES Conclave, and then next slide, CES Public Leaders Summit, quarterly human resource managers meetings and learning sessions, wellness camp, and annual CES lifelong learning for Leadership Congress. We also intend to strengthen the CES accreditation and equivalency system for executive leadership training programs to engage with institutional training partners for the development and conduct of accredited training programs. Next. For performance management, the budget of 7.8 million will be intended for strengthening the performance evaluation system in all departments to support productivity and accountability and promote the morale and welfare of CESs and eligibles. So the same target of processing the CESPES performance ratings of officials in all agencies, providing agencies with the CESPES report performance ratings of their officials, and provide agency heads concerned. For also under performance management, we will strengthen the CES Presidential Gawad CES Award, administer the CES recognition programs, conduct the screening, selection, production of information, educational materials, including also in this budget is the annual CES lifelong learning for Leadership Congress for 1,000 participants. Also, we continually conduct the CES Club sessions and strategic conversations with agencies and Association of Career Executives in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and other external relation activities. For policy and planning, we intend to enhance the policy-making processes with a budget of 1.8 million, revisit existing CES policies and formulate new CES policies as instructed by the CS Governing Board, respond and provide legal opinion assistance to for personal management concerns involving the CES, and regularly monitor the CES occupancy and plantilla information of various government agencies, and also maintain our ISO certification. Next slide. Yes, we will continue the implementation of our approved ISSP with a 10.3 million budget to maintain the online services in our CESB website, the online CESPES, training events, learning management system, and online applications, develop a web mobile application, and also enhance or engage and deploy our executive profiling and CES plantilla monitoring for all agencies, and records management and archiving. For general administration support services, 19.4 million, including our optimizing the financial, material, and human resource services, including maintenance and operating expenses for CES Resource Center. For COA findings in 2024 and recommendations. These are the COA findings in 2024. To require the members of the GFPS to attend the God-related seminars. This is already implemented. We have conducted trainings of our focal point system and even all the other members of the CESB Secretariat on God-related seminars, and designate God focal person responsible for compliance with all God-related reporting requirements. This is already implemented. Request the COA, GAS, for work around with the rollout activities of the gas and e-budget system. Our finance unit have already undergone the gas training with COA, and the IT group was also deployed or deploy the system in our computer system to roll out the gas. To submit the complete set of monthly and quarterly financial reports and the monthly bank reconciliation statements, together with all the supporting documents to the audit team within the deadline set pursuant to the GAM for NGAS. The CESB accounting and finance team has already also attended, as I mentioned, gas training to enhance the operational efficiency and timely compliance with reportorial requirements. And the gas has been successfully installed and is set for full rollout in the fourth quarter of this year. Included in our 2026 budget proposal is the expansion of additional plantilla for the accounting unit of the CESB Secretariat. So on the securing of permanent committee resolution authorizing CESB to maintain a revolving fund, the CESB maintains a copy of the minutes authorizing the maintenance of the revolving fund, minutes of the meeting of the permanent committee. However, the COA reiterated the need for a permanent committee resolution. Accordingly, we have submitted formal letter of request to the permanent committee requesting the said resolution, and we are currently awaiting its decision. The technical working group of the permanent committee already met and tackled this request, and they're convening the permanent committee on a schedule to be announced within the year, we expect, for the committee to issue that requested resolution. Require the GFPS to prepare and submit the annual GAD plan and budget to the PCW for endorsement and submit a copy to the audit team within the working days of receipt. So we have already trained newly designated employees to ensure the timely submission of our annual GAD plan and budget. For our reports on off-budget accounts, the CES Board derives income primarily from fees collected for trainings, seminars, conferences, and CES eligibility examination. This is authorized under CSC Resolution numbers 90536 and 9731, both issued in 1990. This fund supports the CESB's mandate of professionalizing and strengthening the CES. Following in the screen, we have the actual utilization of the CESB for the following purposes: the CES eligibility process and appointment to rank, CES capacity building, CES performance management, and CES general management and supervision, for a total of 31.8 million in 2024 and 5.6 million as of June 30, 2025. Awards and notable accomplishments. Well, for the 5 consecutive years, and as of late, the 2024 financial statements, we received the unmodified opinion from the Commission on Audit. We obtained also a 4.6 overall rating on our agency performance review for FY 2024 from the Department of Budget and Management, a very satisfactory rating. And we also were cited for 0 negative feedback on CESB service delivery for FY 2024 by the Civil Service Commission's Contact Center ng Bayan. We have also been recognized as one of the outstanding accounting offices for 2024 for the 4th consecutive year by the Association of Government Accountants of the Philippines. Certified, recertified ISO 9001-2015. Thank you. Thank you po, Honorable Senator.
Thank you. Thank you for presentation. We're now open to questions. Any questions, Senator Robin Padilla?
Maraming salamat po sa ating tagapangulo, kay Senator Einstein. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga panauhin pangdangal. Mga mahal naming taga-commission ng civil service, meron lang po akong mga maiksing katanungan patungkol lang po sa ngayon po kasi pinagdiriwang po natin ng Indigenous Peoples Month ngayong Oktubre. At yan pong ating mga IPs, sila po yung may tuturing nating mga kayamanan ng ating bansa. Bagamat sila po ay napapabayaan, pero madalas ay binibigyan ng karangalan natin sa salita. Pero pagdating po sa gawa, medyo kulang. Katulad po ng pagbawas ng budget nila, lahat, maraming bagay. Ngayon po, ang aking pong ilalapit sa inyo, ang una ko pong katanungan, ano po ang puso ng Civil Service Commission sa ating mga IPs?
As of now, walang specific na program for indigenous peoples, but there is a standing policy, has been there for quite some time, for an inclusive policy in terms of recruitment, training, and all the rest of the other services of the Civil Service Commission. So they have access, they can be granted access to our learning programs. Available naman po, i-access lang natin sa ating website. But in terms of yung recruitment into government service, as always, as in all other groups in the country or other sectors, the requirements for entry into the government service will still apply. May 4 pa rin pong qualifications para makapasok sa government service. Ito po yung educational qualification for the position being aspired for, and then yung experience niya sa mga duties and functions na integrated into the position, and then training, as well as yung eligibility, appropriate eligibility. Pero sa ngayon po, as of June 2025, there are a total of 70,180 IPs in the government. Out of 70,180, the majority or 57.60% of IPs are JOs and COs, meaning job orders and contracts of service, while 42.40% or 29,754 are with career and non-career position. In terms of gender, there are more female IPs employed in government with 57.60% out of the total 70,180, while 42.40% are male IPs.
Opo. Napakaganda po na malaman namin, no, na ganyan po yung pagmamahal po ninyo sa ating mga IPs. Familiar po kayo sa IPMRs? Yung tinatawag po natin, opo. Familiar po kayo sa kanila?
Yes, I have been studying and working in regard to indigenous peoples, beginning with the legislative proposal before for IPRA. I've been working for indigenous peoples for quite some time po already, Senator.
Opo. Marami po kasing lumalapit po sa amin kasi ako po din po ang chairman po ng cultural minorities.
Opo.
Opo. Mahaba na po itong 4 na taon na po sila na naglalabi sa amin patungkol po doon sa mga IPMRs kasi alam naman po natin na sila ay hindi elected sa ating eleksyon, pero elected sila doon sa kanilang lugar, opo, yes, kanilang community.
Sila kasali sa local government.
Opo, sila po ay nagre-represent sa mga local government noong kanilang lugar. Opo. Kung halimbawa, kung ano po yung mga ginagawa doon sa sanggunian na panlalawigan, o doon, sila po yung nag-represent ng kanilang komunidad. Opo. Ang kanila pong termino ay lumalabas lang na 3 taon. Opo. Tama po kayo, no? Sila naman ay nandoon po sa nakapagtapos, sila po yung may educational, no? Sila po lahat ng hinihingi po ninyo ay nandoon sa kanila. Pero meron po silang isang bagay na hindi po nila makuha. Opo, ito po yung tinatawag natin na career service eligibility. Opo. Yun po ang problema. Opo, actually, meron pa nga po kaming panukala, pero para po sa akin, kung madadaan naman natin to sa usapan sa inyong civil service resolution, bakit pa natin pag-aaksayahan ng budget ng bayan, paghihiringan pa, pag-uusapan pa, di ba po? Kung pwede naman po ninyong, sabi nyo nga po kanina, inclusive, ano? Dapat inclusive ang gobyerno natin, lalong-lalo na po sa mga katutubo, ano? Dahil alam naman natin na kanila naman itong Pilipinas bago tayo nagsidatingan dito. Opo. At tanggap natin na special sila. Opo, very special sila sa atin, ano. Yung po ba na kasi parang sinasabi dito sa sanggunian, meron po kayo dito sa sangguniang member eligibility, sabi po dito ng RA 10156, kailangan 6 years. Opo, kasama po sila doon, hindi ba po ma'am? Opo, kasi hindi nga comparable. Opo, kasi uma-attend po sila niyan, sila yung nag-represent ng komunidad nila. Opo. Ang hinihingi po nila sa akin, 4 na taon na po ito. Magmula po nung ako ang humawak. Ano? Inihingi po nila na baka pwedeng sila ay pagka maka 3 years na, sila ay eligible na.
Senator, I think that's a very important suggestion, but yung pong limitations po kasi yung special eligibility po ito. Wala na po itong exam. Special eligibility for
Opo.
sanggunian officials and then sangguniang kabataan officials. Sa sangguniang kabataan is 3 years lang ang kailangan. Sa sangguniang panlalawigan or panglungsod is 6 years.
Opo.
Ang kailangan lang po siguro kasi batas po tong mga ito.
Yun nga po.
Nakatali po ang kamay namin. I think we should propose a law na including them into the stream.
Kaya nga, yun po
Yes.
ang problema. Pag loan, tagal ma'am. Hindi po ba pwedeng dumaan sa civil service resolution lang?
Wala rin po kaming leeway. However, kung mag-e-exam po sila, we will explore the possibility of providing them the CS preferential rating. Since, di ba, meron
Po kasi yung hinihingi nila na sana after 3 years, wala nang examination, eligible na sila.
Batas po talaga yan. Pero kung
Oo.
mag-e-exam, pwede natin sigurong pag-aralan, ipasok sila sa CS eligibility preferential rating na kahit bagsak sila, basta hindi mas mababa sa 70, dadagdagan po natin ng 10 points para makapasa, meron na silang eligibility.
Ba, maganda yun, ha?
I think
Baka
that's-
pwedeng 70 na yung idagdag nyo para 5 na lang, ano.
Masakit naman po sa merit and fitness natin po yun. Masakit po yun. Or probably,
Di ba?
I mean, these are possible areas of
Kasi
exploration.
maputol ko po kayo. Iba-iba ang kultura natin.
Alam ko po.
Iba-iba ang kultura natin. Iba yung knowledge nila.
Yes.
Iba yung karunungan nila.
Yes.
So, they have this special knowledge, di ba?
Yes.
Yung hindi natin kayang pantayan din yun. Meron din silang hindi kayang pantayan sa atin, di ba
Yes.
po? Pero, sa tingin po ba ninyo, hindi possible yon na 70 na yung i-plus nyo, 5 na lang.
Pag-aralan po.
Opo.
Kasi kagaya po yung CS preferential rating ngayon, ang request po naman sa amin, yung 10 years na experience in government ay
Opo.
bababaan po ng 5 years. It's already being deliberated upon by the commission. So, pwede rin po nating isali sa
Opo,
committees on
ma'am, baka
deliberation
sakali
itong
lang po
IP.
mapag-usapan po ninyo.
Opo.
Kasi kung ihahambing po natin kasi so, totoo lang po yung knowledge nila. Iba yung knowledge nila eh. Iba po yung karunungan nila, iba yung experience nila. Baka lang po kasi kung batas, ma'am, ang tagal kasi 4 na taon na po ito hindi po nakakarating sa floor.
Opo.
Alam naman po ninyo yung dito.
Matagal na rin po ako nagtrabaho sa lehislatura, so alam ko
Opo,
kung gaano
opo.
kabagal. But I think
Baka
mas
itong Indigenous Peoples Month baka magkaroon ng magandang puso sa inyo. Oo, di ba?
ilalagay po natin sa aming policy reforms yung pwedeng CS preferential rating for indigenous peoples. The request, however, is from 70, gagawin na lang 75 or something.
Opo, kung 75 yung passing grade, gawin na lang yung 70 yung points na
80 po yung passing grade
added.
kasi
5 na lang
80 po.
yung Kasi yung 5 points, itsura na lang. Parang sabi ng tatay ko, pwede na yan, pagka pogi ka, 75 na grade mo sa teacher niyan, kaya puro 75 po ako eh. Ma'am, lang po, konting lang. Tingnan, pag-usapan lang po ninyo,
opo,
kasi kung
pag-aralan
batas,
po
ma'am,
natin.
tagal nito.
I
Opo.
agree. But I
Opo.
think the most promising area would be preferential rating po for indigenous
Opo,
peoples.
sana
Much the
hindi
same
na kami
way-
umabot sa hearing,
Opo.
gastos pa ng bayan.
In much the same
Opo.
way that the possibility of granting the same preferential rating is also being explored for migrant workers.
Yon,
Kasama po sila sa mabibigyan para kahit mabagsak man, may 70, madadagdagan.
Yan, ma'am. Ang galing. Simo, nanganak pa. Kasama na natin yung mga OFW. Ma'am, bali makikipag-coordinate na lang po kami sa inyo.
Nandito naman po, open po kami. Sa akin po, 24 hours a day, you can call me.
Okay, ma'am.
I give out my number to people. That's an open.
Ay, kung ganyan ka sarap kausap itong mga to, baka mag-move na ako. Approve na natin, boss. Salamat po. Salamat. May tanong
Sige
pa po
po.
sila. Salamat po. Salamat po.
Thank you din po. Salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Robin, for those very important questions, especially making sure that the government functions with inclusivity in mind. No? So, mahalaga ho talaga yan. So, I have a few questions. I'll start off.
Yes, please,
Let
sir.
me recognize Senator J.V. Arcito, who's here with us to discuss the budgets of CSE and COA. So, may mga questions lang ako, Chairperson, but I'll start off with some policy questions. CSE's concerned with the morale of the bureaucracy. Tama po ba?
Opo.
So meaning dapat always mataas ang moral ng bureaucracy, no? In many ways, 'di ba? Across the board. Also to increase the morale, we can approach it in many ways,
Yes,
no?
sir. Yes, sir.
Through promotions, through salary, through benefits, so all of
Rewards and
those, to rewards and
recognition,
recognitions. So but also through tenure.
Yes.
Tama.
Yes, sir.
So tenure is another form of making sure that the morale is always high,
High,
'di ba?
yes, sir.
Kasi kung may tenure ka, assured ka na may trabaho ka every day, 'di
Yes,
ba?
sir.
So I'm on your slide, itong page walang page lang to, total human resource in the bureaucracy.
Opo.
Can you flash that, Comsec?
First slide, I think. Government workforce.
Yung government workforce. Nakita ko kasi dito, can you flash that?
Wala akong malaki.
Comsec. Total human resource in the bureaucracy. So, ang total filled positions is about 2 million.
Yes.
And the JOs and COs is 119,000.
990.
Sorry, 919,000.
Opo, opo.
No? So, that's one, kung isusuma mo lahat yan, that's 3 close to 3 million. Of which 1/3 is JOs and COs na walang security of tenure. Tama?
Wala po. Wala po.
Buti wala ho dito si Senator Joel Villanueva. Yan ang passion niya. No? Every year, ito ang kanyang tinatanong at binabantayan because he's very concerned with yung mga job order and contract of service natin. And I see this across the board in our bureaucracy. Nung rini-review ho namin yung budget ho natin, we always see this in many of the budgets of the different agencies, yung unfilled positions.
Yes.
No? So for example, in 2024, out of the 2 million authorized positions, 157 unfilled. No? So that's almost 10%, no, of the total bureaucracy. And then nakikita namin sa iba-ibang agencies, may mga 50% of their authorized position unfilled. Na, for example, sa Bureau of Treasury, 52%, sa Department of Finance, 53%, sa ano pa ba itong matataas? Bureau of Customs, 37%. Pero yung 37% nila, 2,000 employees ang unfilled. Sa BIR, 27%, but pero pag ginawa mo yung absolute numbers, that's 5,800 positions unfilled. So ang nakikita rin namin trend, no, in the budgeting, pag nagre-review kami, mataas yung unfilled nila, pero kung tumataas yung kanilang professional services expense under the MOE. So ibig sabihin, kumukuha sila ng GO at COS, di ba? So parang para sa akin, counterintuitive yun. Meron ka unfilled, pero kumukuha ka ng GO at COS, di ba? Dapat i-fill up mo na lang yung iyong authorized para may security of tenure. That will improve morale, that will also make them CES eligible, di ba? Kung kukuha sila ng examination. At ang importante dyan, yung benefits, makukuha nila, no? Dahil ang GO and CO walang benefits, tama po ba? So walang benefits ho sila. So this is my question, no? In the quest to increase the morale or maintain at least the morale, 1/3 of our workforce is JOs and COS, contract of service, job orders, and then maraming unfilled positions, 157,000 unfilled positions in 2024. So can I get your opinion on this, Chairperson Yap? Kasi meron tayong, ang goal nyo is to increase morale, pero hindi naman natin na-achieve yan dahil mataas ang unfilled at mataas ang JO and CO. What should be, what is your opinion on this, and what is your analysis on this?
I think the bigger problems, Mr. Chairman, is the fact that the JOs and COs are not considered employees of government. So we cannot touch them.
Some of them, alam natin to,
masakit nga po kasi,
nagtatrabaho sa kanila 30 years, 40 years. Alam niyo ito lahat, di ba? I'm sure sa COA may mga ganyan rin.
Especially contracts of service, marami po nagtatagal.
Correct. So, pwede bang 30 years ka nagtatrabaho pero hindi ka pa rin...
Hindi ho talaga tama yun. I mean, across national down to local governments, hindi ho talaga tama yung matagal na nagko-contract of service tayo. Yun na nga po, labas po sila. I mean, it's not I'm washing my hands, but we can engage in policy discussion on this. Labas po sila kasi sa jurisdiction ng Civil Service Commission. We cannot regulate them. Ang regulatory agencies po for them are the Department of Budget and Management and COA po. Hindi ko po binabato sa COA, pero
Katabi niyo si Chairman.
pagkatabi po kami ni Chairman. Pero as of now po, pinag-uusapan po ng COA, DBM at Civil Service Commission, itong question po ng possible benefits on a longer term for contracts of service and JOs. Yun po ang problema namin. I think ang contributory factor din kaya pag minsan hindi na-fill up yung 150,000 na vacancies, kahit maraming JOs and COs, yun pong fit ng qualifications for the vacant positions ay hindi magtugma kahit applyan ng JOs at saka COs. Wala rin silang eligibility that is appropriate or marami po kasi sa technical services na nagbibigay, consultancy services for one, they don't want to get into the stream of government employment. Kaya pinipili nila yung COS na positions. Having said that, however, marami naman sa kanila ang kumukuha ng civil service eligibility. So my personal sense, and I think we share it with the Commission, is that kailangan pong tignan po yung overall policy governing JOs and COs, and it has to be something that probably will be done through legislation, even if it takes a long time, or something that gives authority for us to compel a more stable set of benefits or tenure incentives for JOs and COs.
I think dahil sa constitutional mandate ng CSE to be the central personal agency of government.
Yes.
So CSE should look at the entire workforce of government. No?
Yes.
I know that you don't regulate JOs and COS, but you regulate the entire workforce of
Yes.
government. And if the problem is itong mga COs and JOs hindi ma-fit doon sa qualification ng mga positions, then we should also look at that.
Yeah.
Ang punto ko lang, we have to look at government
As a
in
whole.
its entirety.
As a
Hindi
whole.
pwede lang yung, tignan lang namin itong mga eligible lang. Pero yung eligible, hindi natin titignan because government functions as one.
Yes,
Isa lang ang kanyang function. And
I-
alam ko, marami talaga tayong mga, sayang wala Senator Joel, no? But meron siyang data na iba, 30 years, 40 years. Ang tagal na, nag-retire na sila. GO pa rin, COS pa rin.
Opo.
And then nag-a-apply naman sila pero hindi naman nakakapasok doon sa eligible. So we have to look at that in its entirety.
That's the reason also for the preferential rating for JOs and COs para madagdagan yung kanilang opportunities to get in. But more than that, I think is the idea of yung wala kasi silang employment status kaya hindi mo maano. Our suggestion, for example, in the House of Representatives was since their employment in government is governed by contract, maari sigurong may polisiya ang gobyerno na i-integrate doon sa contract yung at least the fundamental benefits that they should be receiving more or less comparable to the benefits being given to regular employees. Although yung ating mga contracts of service ho, meron na sila ngayon existing na parang incentive, may additional sila na 20% incentive over their pay. Kaya marami din po kung mas gusto ang COS kesa pumunta sa regular plantilla position. Kasi pag iad mo po yung 20% na dagdag sa kanilang sweldo, comparable na po yung position nila doon sa regular plantilla position. So the whole idea or this whole situation about JOs and COs requires an overall policy review. But in the meantime, I think the most immediate we can do is yung to look into the contractual provisions, and I think not by law, but it can be integrated by executive order probably, or the LDBM order, that a basic set of benefits should be given to them that is comparable, and then probably the idea of more stringent implementation of provisions and a limited hindi sila pwedeng magtagal ng 10 years or 20 years or 30 years na ano. We are maling pinag-usapan sa last na commission meeting namin and our dialogues, regular dialogues sa commission, na kailangan maglabas, possibly we can put in, but yun nga, hands-tied kami, na kung pwede kaming maglabas ng pulisiya na walang dapat magtagal na contract of service or job order ng mahigit na ganitong years. Kanya lang, the other argument is that paano kung wala na silang mapasukan, ililimit mo yung kanilang, di wala rin naman silang sweldo. Kawawa, may counterbalance po kasi yung tanggalin natin ito, ilimit natin ito. Marami namang hindi makakapasok. Inaaliw na lang po natin ang ating sarili na kahit papano yung JOs and COs, while hindi pa pareho ang benepisyo sa regular employees, meron silang pwedeng mapasukan sa gobyerno at magkakasweldo sila on a regular basis, at least for the time that they are in a JO or COS position.
To be honest, if you look at this number, and 1/3 of the workforce of government is on a JO or COS basis, parang temporary to, walang
Yes,
security of
yes,
tenure,
wala.
walang benefits. For me, if I look at this scenario, there's something wrong that 1/3 of our workforce in government, wala siyang security of tenure, wala siyang benefits.
I agree, Senator.
And ako, if you ask me, my personal opinion, dapat they should be treated the same way as any other government
I
official
agree,
because
I agree.
sila ay nagtatrabaho sa gobyerno,
I agree.
nagbibigay ng service. Lalo na pag tumatagal ng 30 years.
I agree.
Lalo na pag tumatagal ng 30 years. Ngayon, if you talk to COA, of course, COA naman, their mandate is to audit, to make sure that everything is in order in terms of financials. Ang DBM naman, budget, yan naman ang kanilang focus. Ang GOCOs, parang walang, kanya-kanyang agency, kanya-kanyang policy yan no?
Yes.
So what I want to request from sa CSE is take the cudgels for the JOs and COS from a analysis
Point of view,
and
yes, sir.
and recommendation point of view. I know you don't regulate them, but
Yeah.
kailangan lang merong tumingin nito as a whole eh.
Opo.
No?
Yun po yung inputs namin dun sa dialogue with COA and DBM, how to deal with this condition of JOs and COs.
And then can you submit to us your recommendation, no? A
Sige
policy
po.
recommendation. If
Sige
we need
po.
a law, then we'll do a
Sige
law.
po. We will
no?
do that,
If you kung kaya
Chairman.
ma-address, sabi nga ni Senator Robin, kung kaya through a policy issuance, mas maganda 'yon, no?
We will do that,
Through a
Senator.
policy, baka si presidente can issue an executive order,
We
'di
will
ba,
do
para
that,
mabilis.
Senator.
But ang punto ko lang naman, itong 119,000, these are the people who fell
Help
off the
us.
cracks.
Yes.
Walang tumitingin sa kanila.
Yes.
No? Si Senator Joe lang actually. Pero from a policy point of view, walang tumitingin sa kanila. So it's about time na tignan mabuti ito at mag-recommend sa amin, no, sa legislative, kung anong policy na pwedeng gawin or anong law na pwedeng gawin para matulungan naman natin sila.
We will do that, sir.
Oo. Kasi ang CSC is overall ay tinitignan nyo yung lahat, no? Although yun na nga, you don't regulate this, but you look at the entire government bureaucracy,
I agree,
no? Through a
Senator.
manpower.
We will commit to providing you a policy study on JOs.
Yes,
and
thank you.
COs.
Thank you.
Another
Another one is yung ito, very passionate ako dito naman yung senior high school graduates.
Opo.
Kasi nung nag-shift tayo to K-12 in 2012 at nagkaroon tayo ng senior high school graduates in 2021 ba? No? 2021, no? Gobyerno ang lumabag doon sa K-12 law because hindi tayo tumatanggap ng K-12. Wala tayong service standard for K-12 graduates, no? And so tayo nagbandato sa mga kababayan natin mag K-12, kumuha ng senior high school, pero tayo namang gobyerno ang hindi kumukuha ng senior high school. So I want to get an update on itong correction na dapat natin gawin. Dahil kung tayo nagmandato sa K-12 at senior high school, dapat kumpiyansa rin tayo, confident tayo na magagaling sila. Tayo rin nang kumuha sa kanila. No? May I get some updates on that?
Ang latest po, because of the demand, we were monitoring you conducted hearings and yung employability ng K-12 graduates. Na-amend na po yung education qualification standards for first level entry into the government service. It now allows graduates of junior and senior high school to be employed to qualify. Meron na silang educational qualification for first level positions in the bureaucracy. But meron pa rin naman yung mga ibang qualifications that they can comply with, but at least the educational qualification is already there. Ni-recognize na yung pag-graduate nila ng junior and senior high school as qualifying them for first level positions in the bureaucracy.
Level position. So those who are watching our
Administrative
hearing.
support.
So pwede na ho yung junior high school,
Yes,
which is
yes,
grade 10,
This
and
is
then
the
senior
result.
high school is
Yes.
grade 12.
Yes.
So allowed na ang mga agencies
Allowed na
to get.
silang mag-apply, opo.
Okay. And what are those first level positions?
Other are clerical and other administrative support jobs. Meron din pong trades and crafts. And then custodial positions. Yeah. Crafts, trades, custodial positions, administrative support, clerical, 'di ba? Records assistant support, mga ganong klase po ng trabaho sa first level.
Kailangan ba nila mag-service civil service eligibility?
No, I don't.
Exam?
Ang first level ay meron. Sub-pro, sir. Sub-pro.
What is sub-pro?
Sub-professional and then professional. First
Okay.
level,
So meaning hindi na nila kailangan mag civil service exam.
Kailangan pa rin.
Kailangan nila.
Kailangan pa rin mag sub-pro.
So ang senior high school nag-graduate, gusto magtrabaho sa gobyerno at first level positions, kailangan mag-civil service exam.
Mag-subpro siya. Pero ligtas na siya sa educational requirement. Dati may
Okay.
higher education.
Pero mahirap pumasa. Nakita ko 14% lang ang passing rate. No? So, maraming mga side comments so dito at tumatango. Let us put it on record na maraming nag-agree. Which is good. If you ask me, mas maganda na mahirap pumasa. Ibig sabihin, quality ang pumapasok kaysa maraming pumasa. Baka hindi quality. But I think 14% is really...
But it has been...
Maybe this is the lowest.
Tumataas na po because, I mean, in 2024, nakarating po tayo ng 17%, preceded by about 5 years of 11%. Tumaas tayo ng 2024 ng 17%, nag-14% tayo ng 2023 and 2024. 2025, nag-15% na po ulit tayo.
So mas mahirap pa maging abogado? Mas mahirap pang pumasa ng CSC kaysa maging abogado?
Marami na pong nagsabi yan sa amin kasi po I think the difference is yung type ng exam. Sa pag-abogado kasi or teacher or engineer, focused po yung discipline na pag-e-examan mo. Ito lang, yung engineering skills na nag-specialize ka. Ito po kasi aptitude.
Pero ang workaround kasi niyan is magsi-COS siya.
Yeah.
Tama?
Yes.
So doon ang nagiging butas.
Yes.
14% nga ang pumapasa, marami bumabagsak. Ang ginagawa naman, magsi-COS route naman siya. So wala, it defeats the purpose rin. Baka there's, from a policy, ang daming yes po dito. Maraming nag-agree sa akin.
I know.
No, but ang ano ko lang, baka from a policy standpoint, you have to look at the workaround kasi baka naman nag-CCUS sila dahil hindi sila pumapasa, then it defeats the purpose of the civil service eligibility.
Kasi yung fit po kasi ng kahit may eligibility ka, perong training, experience, wala ka nun. Yun kasi yung hindi nagmamatch yung qualification standards. And this is why also, kasi outdated na rin po yung qualification standards natin. Ang last review was 15 years ago. Marami na pong outdated na positions, marami nang mababa ang sweldo na positions sa IT na po tayo. Ang sweldo ng mga IT ang bababa pa. So we have a new study, we have embarked on a study together with the UP and SIPAG to review the qualification standards across all positions. Probably we can finish this in 2 years or 3 years para ma-submit to the President and to the appropriate agencies for review para matignan po yung qualification standards natin. Kasi ano na po, mas matanda pa po sa akin.
So can we, so maraming policy review that you need to do.
Yes.
Napansin ko lang ito, I think na yung mga nandito would agree na nagiging lusot lang nila is mag-COS. So it defeats the purpose. No? Bakit pa tayo mag-exam kung pwede ka naman mag-COS? No? Maybe you should look at that. Hindi ko alam anong solution, Chairperson, but I'm just saying maybe you should look at the entire continuum.
Magkagadugtong
po correct, yung continuum.
Magkagadugtong po yan, systems po yan. Like, we cannot talk about qualification standards and etc. without again looking at the kind of exams that we have.
Kasi I think in all
it's aptitude. It does not prepare you for government service. There's numerical, analytical, language mastery, all 30%, 35%. Ang general information, which is knowledge of government, is only 5%, which is very tragic for me. There are so many
ang kinakatakutan ko, pwede ang senior high school pwede na, pero hindi naman sila papasa.
Exactly.
Diba?
Pero alam ko dun sa battery ng senior high school, sir, yung kanilang curriculum, papasa yan.
Papasa sila?
Papasa yan, sir. Mas fresh pa yung kanilang utak sa general education principles.
Do you know how many positions are available for first
Although
level?
there is also the cultural thing, sir. Ang ating karamihan ng ahensya natin, ang preference pa rin graduates.
Yes, kasi supply and demand yan eh.
Yun ang masakit. Unless we do some affirmative action and ask and tell them, could you please hire at least these people for this?
Do you know meron bang how many positions are available for first level positions for senior high school? Do you have any idea? Kahit na estimate lang.
Can you submit the data?
Meron kahit na estimate lang. Wala kayo ngayon para lang marinig na may available for senior high school. Just para marinig nila that and they'll be encouraged to apply.
Mas marami ang second level. Yung first level na data, akin na.
More or less lang, more or less. No, not
There are 83,000 unfilled first level positions.
first level. So that's
Yes.
the potential for our senior high
For
school
our
to
senior
apply
high school,
apply
yes,
to.
sir.
All right. Sige.
I think you just opened another area for CS preferential rating. I don't know. Just to allow them to get in.
Baka pwede. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So, ang recommendation ko lang, Chairperson, is to look at the entire continuum, no? From the examination
Yes. Lahat
to
po.
the
Sa whole
COS,
thing. Opo.
to the senior high school.
Opo.
Kailan dugtong-dugtong kasi siya eh.
Isa pong stream po ito eh. Pagpasok namin sa Civil Service Commission.
Kasi alam ko yung
policy-
mga ibang agency kaya nagsi-COS kasi mahirap kumuha ng legible na pasok doon sa ano.
sa qualification
Yes,
standards. Yes.
yeah.
At saka walang room to maneuver. It
Yeah.
is this or this. Wala siyang equivalencies. Like say for example, if you say training for this number of hours and this area, wala bang equivalent?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Senator JV, do you have any questions to CSC? May CSC diba?
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to take advantage. I'd like to thank the Civil Service Commission for acting on as what I can say is a parochial concern, no, doon po sa amin sa San Juan. And also nice to see Chairperson Marilyn Yap. Siya po ang SecGen namin. No? Ako ay nando sa House of Representatives. Of course, my only memorable stint in the House. First of all, I'd like to thank Civil Service Commission for their prompt action on the issue of yung San Juan employees, lalo na yung mga department heads, whose terminal leaves were withheld. No? Kakaawa man, hindi po dahil sa nag-aano po ako, pasalamat na ako that finally most of them already received their terminal leave after 6 years. Kasi 2019 po nagtapos yung kanilang mga kasabay po ng mother ko, no? Most of the a lot of the department heads were terminated or not renewed, pero matagal sa kanila nagserbisyo rin. And I would say they were victims of vindictive politics. Kasi siguro, Chairperson Yap, you would agree that terminal leave, pera po nila yon. They earned that. Di ba ba? Kasi po, kaya nga terminal leave, in years of service, may computation yan eh. Naipon, no? So, iba ron, 30 years, 35 years, kaya na 20 years, and hindi ibinibigay, no? And that yun siguro maliit na bagay para sa kanila, pero for them that's a big malaking bagay po yun, no, doon sa mga nag-terminal leave. So I'd like to thank Civil Service kasi po ito'y in-elevate po ng ARTA, referred to you by si Director General Ernesto Perez, no. Nag-file kasi po yung mga concerns San Juan department heads and employees because of their terminal leave that was withheld with the ARTA, but it was referred to Civil Service. Because of the prompt follow-ups, talagang tinutukan po ng Civil Service. Whoever was in charge, sino man director po yun, I just like to thank them. Kasi po, if this happens, doon po sa amin, I hope this does not happen also in other LGUs. Kasi talagang nangyayari po yan, Mr. Chair. Alam naman, buti, pag yung pong may change of administration, especially kung hindi magkakampi, talagang nagkakaroon po ng gantihan ng politika, ng vindictiveness. So, thank you very much to Civil Service kasi maaring no, terminally, pero that means a lot to these employees who have served San Juan very well for many, hindi nga years, decades. So, maraming salamat po sa inyo tungkol po dito. Yung tanong ko na po, ma'am, doon po sa, pag sinabing seso, that means may na po yun, no? May security of tenure din, dagdag seso. Ang nagtataka lang po ako doon sa, although natanong ko na rin po nung DOH budget hearing, most of the USECs and ASECs of Department of Health were replaced, no? Nagulat ako kasi nung humarap po ako, being the principal sponsor and author of the Universal Healthcare, marami po sa kanila nakatrabaho ko, and a lot of them were part and played an important role in the passage of this landmark legislation. Kaya lang nagulat po ako, don't know kung ano man to, you can answer kung ito ba'y nag-a-apply sa kanila or pag nasa USEC level, ASEC level ba, hindi na ho applicable yung sa SESO. Kasi ang worry ko lang po rito, Mr. Chair, yung pong institutional memory, no, of the agency or department. Kaya nga po may SESO eh. Kasi po, to ensure that there is continuity, di ba? May continuity, no, na may iwan na alam po yung programa. Nagulat po ako sa DOH, ang naiwan na lang po ay si Secretary Herbosa, but most of the USECs and the ASECs were replaced. Eh, syempre naano ko dahil wala na yung mga dating kausap natin. So how will we implement better yung universal healthcare gayong wala na po yung mga may alam po sa programa, no? Sila USEC, sila nag-acting secretary pa, Dr. Rosario Vergere, Aquiles Bravo, who are CESU 2 rin to, mga CESU 2 sila. And Dr. Kenneth Ronquillo, CESU 3. Ayun lang po, ma'am. Baka nabigyan ko kayo na pero I was just surprised.
Before I ibigay ko sa CASB po, ang karamihan po kasi ng USEC at saka ASEC ay presidential appointees. I don't know the details of their separation from the service, but if it is a decision of the Office of the President, hindi po natin maaano yon. However, meron namang safety net po ang ating mga career executive service officials. They are not removed from office. Meron pong pool na pinaglalagyan muna sa kanila sa CES board. There is this pool of professionals until they are deployed to appropriate agencies fitting their qualifications. So may safety net po yung CESB appointees. But I appreciate yung point po ni Senator na silang may institutional memory. Alam na po nila yung pagtakbo ng proyekto. Tapos tatanggalin mo. Tapos yung learning curve ng susunod, medyo mahirap-hirap na naman.
Yan nga po, Chairperson, no? I thank you for agreeing with me. Yung institutional memory is very important.
Yes.
Kasi, presidential appointees may come and go, may bagong administrasyon, pero dapat may naiiwan ho talaga. Who knows yung history ng mga programa and of course yung mga proseso at yung mga information about the institution. So yun na po ang because I was so surprised, Mr. Chair, when we conducted the hearing, wala na yung mga kausap ko noon when we were drafting the universal healthcare, and these are very good people, I would say, career officials. So pag presidential appointee yung SESO, na you give it up already, yung hindi naman.
You don't give up your CESO rank or rating, you still maintain it. Kaya nga security of tenure sila eh. Ilalagay po muna sila sa isang
Na different pool na lang.
Until yung kumbaga ihahanapan sila ng paglalagyan na angkop sa kanilang qualifications at sa kanilang rank. Ganun po ang ginagawa.
Okay, just wanted to be clear about this, no?
Okay.
Kasi lang, I hope in the future then that this, yun yung concern ko, yung continuity is very important, no? And I think that's where the CESO rank plays an important role. And again, Mr. Chair, yun na po ang ko sa CSC. I'd like to thank you again for yung inyo pong ginawa po para sa amin sa San Juan, especially for the department heads and the employees whose terminal leave, siguro mga 30 of them, no? Na 30 or 40 of them na talagang nakuha nila after 2 years, 3 years, after 6 years. And I think that's very unfair because that's money that really belongs to them. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Chairperson. I just have a few more items in the budget naman. And this is based on the COA report. Binabasa naman Chairman Cordoba yung COA report. Sinuseryoso ho talaga namin to. In 2021, ang traveling expense ng CSC is 2 million. And then in 2024, umakyat siya ng 38 million. And then now there's a request for 40 million. Is there any particular reason bakit from 2 million tumaas siya to all the way to 4 million in a span of 4 or 5 years?
I cannot dare on this, Senator, because I was not yet in the commission at the time. It's 2024.
2021 is 2 million.
And then
Tapos 2023, 28, 2024, 38, and then 2025, 40. Ngayon 40. So,
walang biyahe sa period ng pandemic, pero umakyat po siya ng ng after the pandemic.
So the pandemic time in 2021.
Opo.
So hindi bumabiyahe.
Opo.
Okay.
Marami po kaming, as far as I know, maraming commitments sa international civil service organizations ang commission, and that's the only places where the civil service officials go. Yung ASEAN, there's a group of ASEAN civil service associations, meron tayong Europa, meron din yung sa European civil service associations, and then merong mga seminars, di ba? Anti-corruption conferences. Kasama sa UNCAC, it's an interagency participation. So ito ho yung mga pinagpapadalahan lang po namin.
Okay.
Ng
In the same manner, I also saw in the COA report, nung 2020, to rent and lease expense naman, 2021, 800,000, then 2024, 24 million. At ang laki ng itinaas.
anong rent and
What's
lease?
the reason for that? And then bumaba siya. By 2025, naging 4 million ulit. So anong... Ang laki ng tinaas eh.
Okay. According to our finance officer, sir, yung 2021, again, lahat po ng ating learning and development activities, from seminars to congresses, everything, were online. Nag-shift na po tayo ngayon
This is for rent and lease expense?
Opo, yung mga convention areas, yung training facilities, yung mga support systems for training, like nag-hire sila, nagre-rent sila ng...
This is not office space ito? Hindi ito office space?
Hindi po.
Oh, okay. This
Hindi
is
po
rent
office
rent
space.
of
mga events, mga trainings,
Okay.
mga congresses, and then seminars.
Okay.
Nag-face-to-face na po kasi.
And then bakit sa bumaba biglang from 2024 24 million biglang 2025 4 million?
Nag-shift po kasi tayo sa paggamit na ng aming resource center. May ginawang resource
Okay.
center. So karamihan na ngayon pwede nang instead na one time big time yung training, pinaparcel na namin yung training, doon nagagamitin para mabawasan yung expense sa rental ng facilities.
Okay. So meron na kayong sariling
Oo, pero-
training facility in other words?
There is a building that
Okay.
can accommodate, for example, maximum of about 300 or 400 participants. So kung dati 1,000 ang participants, we can parcel the activity to three activities, and we can hold them there. Yung mga medyo talagang... Oo. Meron na rin yung mga regional offices, karamihan sa kanila may available na area they can use for their own training activities. So
Okay.
medyo nababawasan.
So in other words, mas economical yung magkaroon ng sariling
Magkaroon ka ng
training
sarili.
facility dahil doon na kayo
sir.
nagte-training.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Kasi ang naging guideline po namin ngayon, lahat ng bagong facilities magkaroon ng conference area para doon na nila i-conduct yung kanilang activities.
And then I saw also na meron kayong isang program, yung contact center ng bayan.
Apo.
Ah,
Matagal na po ito.
Oo. Ito ba ay sumbungan? Ganyan ba ang kanyang
bagong window
design?
po yung binabalak pa lang po na bagong window yung sumbungan, pero ito yung requests for assistance, request for information. Like, paano ang gagawin pag ganito? They ask us through online, through letters, through Facebook, ganon. May mga questions sila. Yung isa naman,
Di ba
is-
meron ng 888? Ang,
kasama po yun. Pinapadala po ng 888 sa amin, binumabagsak sa CCB, aaksyonan po namin.
ano yung, itong contact center ng bayan? Anong mga type of calls na tinatanggap ninyo? Anything under the sun?
Lahat ng mga kailangan nila from government. For example, saan ako pwedeng kumuha ng ganito? Saan
hindi-
ako pwedeng mag-apply ng ganito?
Okay.
Ganun po yun eh.
So hindi siya sumbungan, it's more parang
hindi pa.
information request.
But the latest...
Tanungan ng bayan, parang gano'n.
Ay, yung parang ganun. At referral, saan ko po ito ibibigay? Sino pong mag-action nito? Ifa-follow up namin dun sa pinag-referan namin ng agency. Yung sumbungan ng bayan po, ito yung bagong proposal na idadagdag sa CCB. Yung mga nagko-complaint ba?
Pero meron na kasing 8888, di ba? Tuloy-tuloy yung... I know that into
Nauna
888.
po kami doon, nag-training sila sa amin, yung 888.
Oh.
Pero ngayon,
But it's still there in 888, di ba?
It's still there for the executive.
Ang ano ko lang, baka
Maganda
mag-duplicate.
naman, hindi naman po
Redundant.
naayos na ho yung coordination between 888 and CCB. Meron na hong system in place.
As long as hindi redundant, kasi that's also one of the things that we're reviewing in the budget, Kung may mga mandates or may mga programs na
Hindi naman po.
redundant,
I-refer nila,
sayang lang.
Tapos yung response, ibabalik namin sa kanila. Parang
Okay.
ganun. And then yung sinasabi niyong sumbungan ng bayan, yun ho sana yung bagong wing ng CCB for us. Meaning, pag naka-receive ka ng complaint, hindi na lang sasabihin mo, dapat mag-file ka ng ganito, dapat mag-file ka ng ganyan, dapat pumunta ka sa ganito. Tulungan mo na siyang mag-draft ng kanyang complaint.
Mm.
You assist them already.
This is complaint against an erring government
Every
employee,
government official, yes.
not complaint against government itself or
Not government.
particular
Specific
service.
actions of government officials.
Okay.
Specific actions. Kasi kung tatanggapin mo pa yung complaint, meron ginawa sa akin, meron akong ginawa ganyan, pumunta ka sa ganito, wala rin pong mangyayari kasi doon. Eh di tulungan mo na lang nang mag-file ng complaint.
Oh, kasi meron din pagdating naman ng red tape, merong ARTA.
Yeah.
Meron, 'di ba? May 888.
Yeah.
Meron kayong contact center ng bayan. So, pag may mga ganitong redundant programs,
May network.
we suggest to the agency na make sure na klaro yung mandato, hindi para hindi rin magulo sa tao. Saan ba ako tatawag?
Kasi,
888 ba? Contact
yeah.
ng bayan ba? O,
Kasi yung ARTA po kasi limited sila, yun lang yung
Red tape.
Yung red tape, yun lang meron silang 3720, you know.
Yeah.
You stay there. If it is like this, you act within 3 days. If it is like this, within 7 days. If it is more technical, it is 20 days and probably another
But I think
extension.
kung ang
EOD
purpose
good.
naman is to give information, okay naman yan. At least
yes po. Yes po.
yung mga tao talaga minsan kailangan ng guidance.
Yes.
Oh, kailangan ng guidance.
Ang mahal po ng maghanap ng assistance ng abogado, mag-draft ng complaint, mahal po eh.
Oo. Alright. So kayo na tumutulong sa kanila?
Ito po yung bubuksan po sana namin by the end of the year.
Okay. Okay.
Kasi wala pang ganyan ngayon eh. Tanggap lang ng complaint.
So kung meron silang
developer.
complaint sa isang government employee, tutulungan nyo na rin sila mag-draft ng complaint?
Yes. Makita namin na i-validate, merong grounds.
Kayo na rin magva-validate nun, magva-vet in other words.
Tutulungan siya sa pag-validate and then we draft the complaint and then we refer to the appropriate agency.
Okay. Alright. Sige. And then to CES-B, I saw in your presentation itong
Yes, board.
outcome indicator, percent of CES positions occupied by CESO and CES eligibles. Can we flash that, ComSec? Ang target is 50%. And then accomplishment in 2024, 52%. Can we flash that?
Ano kaya yun, kapatid? Ano kaya yun? Yung
Yan. Hindi ba hindi, before that. Percentage of positions occupied by CESO and CES eligibles. Yan. Hindi ba dapat ang target dito is 100%? Kasi gusto mo lahat occupied by CESO and CES eligibles, 'di ba? Yun yung sinasabi ni Senator JV kanina eh. 'Di ba? Why are we by making it 50%? Ang feeling ko dito we're shortchanging government kasi ang gusto natin lahat, 'di ba? But realistically hindi mangyayari 'yon, no? That's true. But as a matter of target, 'di ba natin gusto buo 100%?
Hello, yes. Yun po, kasi yung CES occupancy po, it's number of CESOs and CESs occupying CS positions. So, nagdedepende po yan sa, kasi gumagalaw po yung figures na yan, no? Depende po yan sa na-appoint by the OP into the CES positions. Depende po rin yan kung may mga creation of new positions na ang DBM po ang nag-a-approve. Yan po yung gumagalaw at hindi lahat ay na kumbaga moving target po kasi yan, sir. So it depends on the approval also of recommended officials for CESO ranking kasi po ang CES board po is only recommendatory and then it's the office of the president also po who approves the appointment of an official to an CESO rank. So yung CES position, appointment to CES position and also the appointment to CES rank. And then yung denominator po niya is gumagalaw din po. Depende po may creation of new positions or classification of positions.
Yeah.
So sa ngayon po, ito po yung nagiging trend. We just monitor. Actually, ideally, yes.
Diba,
It's an indicator of professionalizing the bureaucracy. That's also what we want to we aim for. But unfortunately,
So what we're saying here is 43% of all positions in government are
CES positions lang po.
are CES eligible.
Hindi po, bali, kasi po sir, meron po mga positions
Occupied
in the
po eh.
third level or na hindi po siya considered as CES positions like coterminus. Hindi po siya. So, bali po, ang minomonitor po namin is those classified as CES position.
Oo, but in a perfect world, dapat 100% to.
Sana
diba?
po. Yeah po.
Oo,
Opo.
so just review this target kasi nga
Opo.
ang gusto natin professionalize
Yes.
lahat. No? So
Opo.
I'm just saying lang na masyadong mababa yung 50% if our target is to professionalize. So
Yes po,
just
sir.
review this matrix. And then I saw in your budget na tumaas yung meron kayong training and scholarship expense, tumaas siya by 50%.
Training.
Oo.
Wala po kaming
Training and scholarship expense from 8 million to 12 million. 8 million in your MOOE. What training or scholarship are you giving?
Sir, wala po kaming scholarship.
Training meron?
Yung training po nito ay para po sa mga CES eligibles who are applying for the CESO rank.
Okay.
So we conduct training, yung what we call the Leadership and Management Proficiency Program, yung Saldiwa and Gabay, which is part of their requirement to become a CESO. So we are trying to increase po sana yung proposal namin for an additional batches para po yung mga naging CES eligible can also be accommodated for more classes in training